Hello friends, Advocate Ketki here. Earlier lecture we have seen Contract Act. Okay, so moving one step forward in this session, we are going to study Transfer of Property Act. How property can be transferred from one person to other person, and what care we should take, what condition we need to keep in our mind. Okay, what are our responsibilities and duties? All right, so let me share my screen. Yes, friends. So today we are going to discuss property law in India of our legal awareness program, and we are going to discuss about transfer of property. Now, first of all, how many types of properties you know? Okay, there are two types: tangible property and intangible property. You know, intangible property means what? That property which we cannot touch, like intellectual properties, patents, trademarks, copyright, okay, songs, music, all are properties that we cannot touch are known as intangible properties. At the same time, there are tangible properties which we can touch. But tangible property again divided into two parts: movable property and immovable property. So movable property means what? Which we can move from one place to other place, like a mobile, laptop, car, okay? And immovable property, which we cannot move from one place to other place. For example, house, correct? That is a immovable property. So today we are going to study this Transfer of Property Act, which is mostly applicable on immovable property. So let's start. We will see introduction of our section, Transfer of Property Act. So this act come into effect on July 1st, 1882. Okay, so 1882 means long back, right? And this deals with the aspect of transfer of properties between living beings. So dear student, this is very important. Here both the parties, means one person who is transferring his property and one person who is receiving or getting that property, both must be living things, living beings. Okay. Next is one of the oldest law. This law is one of the oldest law in our legal system, because we have seen Indian Penal Code 1860, Criminal Procedure Code 1861. Then recently we have studied Indian Contract Act, which was come into effect in 1872. And then this is the Transfer of Property Act, come into force 1882. So this is one of the oldest law in the Indian legal system. And this act is extension of the law of contracts. All right. So we have seen law of contracts. So transfer of property is nothing but the extension of law of contract act. And one more thing, Transfer of Property Act runs parallel to succession law. What mean by succession law? When property transfer from one generation to another generation, then next generation, that is succession law. जो inheritance property होती है वो transfer होती जाती है. Okay. So it means if Transfer of Property Act run parallel to succession law, means succession law will not include in this act. Okay, I'll explain you this further. If anybody who is willing to transfer their immovable property, one person to another person, they need to keep in mind about this act. Okay, so we'll see fast history, a very quick history about this act. Before the Transfer of Property Act come into effect, property transfers in India were regulated by English law. Okay, of course. Now, Transfer of Property Act came into effect in 1882. तो उसके पहले क्या हम property transfer करते ही नहीं थे? So no, it's not like that. We were using that, we were practicing that, but under English law. और वो बहुत ही complicated था. So we enacted our own law, Transfer of Property Act in 1882. So that act was introduced on 17th February, but it came into effect on 1st July, the same year, 1882. The act consists of total 137 sections, and it deals with mainly on immovable property. It deals with mainly immovable property, but yes, some sections are there which deals with movable property too. The Transfer of Property Act is an extension of law of contract that we saw, and it is applicable across the India, and also it is parallel law for the testamentary and succession. Okay, now we'll see what types of property transfer under the Transfer of Property Act. As I said, there are properties are of two types, right? Movable, immovable. But here this act mainly applicable for immovable property. Now, immovable property में भी some property जैसे succession है, अपने आप दादा, then father, then उनके children, grandchildren ऐसे pass होती जाती है. It known as succession. So this Transfer of Property Act not applicable there. Okay, so where it is applicable under this act, we can do sell, lease, mortgage, exchange, gift and actionable claim. Okay, तो ये सारी चीजें we can carry out under Transfer of Property Act. For example, Ram want to sell his house for 10 lakh rupees. Okay, अब उसके पहले और एक एग्जांपल मैं आपको बताती हूँ. अगर राम को उसका लैपटॉप सेल करना है फॉर 30,000 रुपीज, ओके, एंड जय है जिसने लैपटॉप परचेस किया फॉर 30,000 रुपीज. आफ्टर परचेसिंग दैट लैपटॉप, जय टुक दैट लैपटॉप टू हिज होम, करेक्ट, बिकॉज ही परचेस्ड, उसने ओनरशिप ले ली अभी वो लैपटॉप की. बट अगेन राम वांट्स टू सेल हिज हाउस फॉर 10 लाख रुपीज. जय परचेस्ड हिज हाउस, बट क्या जय वो घर लेके जाएगा? नहीं, बिकॉज दिस इज इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी. तो यहाँ क्या होता है, वी अंडरगोज विद अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. ओके, अग्रीमेंट बनता है, सेल डीड बनता है, और व्हाट वी ट्रांसफर राइट ऑफ ओनरशिप, वी ट्रांसफर वन पर्सन टू अनदर पर्सन, एंड इट इज नोन एज ट्रांसफर ऑफ दैट प्रॉपर्टी. ओके, so we can do lease. Lease, for example, a person gives his home on rent to X for 11 months, okay, and he is taking rent per month. It is also under Transfer of Property Act. We can mortgage. If anyone need of money, then he can mortgage his house or a piece of land and take some money. Or exchange, transfer of ownership mutually by one thing to another. Okay, एक चीज दोनों में अगर म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, they can exchange ownership of one thing. Okay, this will give to A will give to X, like that. Next is gift. If uncle Radhe, okay, Radhe uncle gifted a piece of land to Sham, okay, then that is a gift, right? He transfer that property to Sham as a gift. So this will falls under the Transfer of Property Act. An actionable claim, those are also type of debt only. Okay, so now we'll see the next. अब हमने देखा कि ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी में विच प्रॉपर्टी वी कैन ट्रांसफर फ्रॉम वन पर्सन टू अनदर पर्सन. Now the way in which property transfer can take place, how we can transfer property to one person to other person, that we'll see the ways. A transfer of property can be effectual by act of two or more parties or an act by the operation of law. Actually अगर हमें property transfer करनी है किसी को, तो there are two ways. First, act of party. Second, act of law. Act of party मतलब if Sham wants to sell his land to Ram, this is act of party. But अगर Sham ने कुछ लोन लिया है and he is not able to repay that loan, तो bank will seize his property and वो सेल करेगी ऑक्शन में. सो दैट इज ऑपरेशन ऑफ लॉ. अगर कोई बैंकरप्ट हो गया है तो फोरबिडन होती है, तो दैट इज ऑल्सो अ एक्ट ऑफ लॉ. सो ऑपरेशन ऑफ लॉ will not consider in Transfer of Property Act. Next, this act is applicable primarily on transfer of immovable property for one thing being to another. Yes. Also, the act is applicable on property transfer by individuals as well as by companies. अब आप कहेंगे मैम, earlier you said that transfer of property can be done in between two living things, right? And now I'm saying this act is applicable on transfer of property by individuals as well as by company. तो company तो living thing है नहीं ना, right? But my dear friends, I would like to tell you, company also consider as a living thing, because कोई company है, institution है, वो register होती है and we consider it as an artificial person. Okay, remember this thing. Next, however, the Transfer of Property Act is applicable to acts of parties and not on transfer applicable by law. This I told you before only. This act, specifically Transfer of Property Act, applicable when there is an act of party. Now we'll just see the summarization of this act. The Transfer of Property Act applicable on transfer of immovable property. First element, okay? This is essential. The property should be immovable property by individual as well as companies. Okay. Next point, the act is applicable on transfers in the form of sale, lease, mortgage, exchange, gift or actionable claims. अगर ये चीजें हैं तो ही this act will be applicable. Okay. And the next, तो देखो अब सेल, लीज, मॉर्गेज, एक्सचेंज, गिफ्ट एंड एक्शनेबल क्लेम्स है, then this act is applicable. So where exactly this act is not applicable? So this act is not applicable over inheritance, will, forfeiture, insolvency or sale through the execution of a decree. Will means what? एक पर्सन अपने प्रॉपर्टी का विल कर सकता है किसी भी रिलेटिव्स को या थर्ड पर्सन को भी, दैट इज विल. इनहेरिटेंस, जो प्रॉपर्टी इनहेरिटेंस चलते आती है जनरेशन वाइज जनरेशन जो कैरी होती है, दैट इज इनहेरिटेंस. यहाँ भी एप्लीकेबल नहीं होगा. फोर फीचर, जैसे मैंने कहा प्रॉपर्टी सीज हो रही है, सो यहाँ पे ये लॉ एप्लीकेबल नहीं होगा. इंसॉल्वेंसी और अ सेल थ्रू द एग्जीक्यूशन ऑफ डिक्री, अगर कोर्ट के थ्रू कोई सेल हो रहा है, कोर्ट ने ऑर्डर दिया है एनी प्रॉपर्टी टू सेल, देन दैट सेल आल्सो नॉट फॉल अंडर द ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट. ओके, यहां तक क्लियर है? ओके, नाउ विल मूव फॉरवर्ड. आई विल टेल यू, वी हैव सीन ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट. सो आर देयर एनी अदर एक्ट्स फॉर ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी? सो यस, if the property is movable property, okay, and the transfer is in between living beings to living being, then the act will applicable is Transfer of Property Act 1882. If the property is movable property, we have seen it immovable property, now I'm saying movable property, any goods, living being to living being. If we want to transfer one living to another, then act will be applicable is Sales of Goods Act 1930. And if property is immovable and movable, any of the property, and transfer from dead to living, then it is known as Indian Succession Act 1925. Okay, my dear friend, that is the summary chart for property to transfer between whom and which act will be applicable here. Okay. So next, अब हमने देखा which property we can transfer under Transfer of Property Act, which property we can't transfer under Transfer of Property Act. Now question comes कि who can transfer the property? Okay, we'll see one by one. Transfer of a property must be done by a competent person. This word we have seen under contract also, correct? For contract, there are limitation who can't enter into contract. So here also, for transfer of property, the person, that party must be competent party. So competent means what? For a valid transfer, it is necessary that the property transferred should be first sound mind. Okay, that person should be sound mind while he is transferring his property. Next, should not be intoxicated. In contract also we have seen, if that person is intoxicated, contract will be void. Here also, that person who is transferring his property should not be intoxicated. Must be a major. Yes, agar minor hai, he cannot enter into contract, and if that person is minor, he cannot transfer his property. He is not a person disqualified by law. ठीक है, जैसे हमने देखा था इन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, डिस्क्वालिफाइड बाय लॉ मींस व्हाट? अगर वो जेल में है, राइट, बैंकक्रप्ट है और एनिमी कंट्री से है, सो दोज आर द डिस्क्वालिफाइड बाय लॉ. सो ऐसे पर्सन नहीं होने चाहिए. Under the Indian Contract Act 1872, a person must be at least 18 year of age. अगर वो 18 year age का नहीं है, so he will be considered as a minor, and minor has no right to enter into contract. So for transfer of property also, the person should be major, should be sound mind, and be eligible to enter into a contract. Yes. So the next we'll see transfer of property through verbal agreements. So what do you think, my dear friends? We have seen in agreements. Okay, so agreement can be written, can be verbal. So in this matter, in transfer of property, what do you think? Verbal agreement can be considered? So no. The transfer should be made in a prescribed form. So what that form is? The transfer of property need to be made in writing. However, certain properties to transfer, then it must be writing. Yes, so writing होना बहुत important है. Then only ये legal माना जाएगा. And in future, if you want to claim something, so it should be written, right? So we'll see. कौन से जो transfer of property है, that should be in written, that must be in writing. So sale of movable property, any movable property है, whose value more than 100 rupees, then that should be in written. Okay. Sale of intangible must be in written format. All the mortgages which are more than 100 rupees should be transferred in a written form. Written form में होना चाहिए. The transfer of actionable claim must be in a written form. A gift in a form of immovable property. अगर किसी immovable property का आप gift करते हो, तो you should be, that transfer of property should be, must be in writing. Gift deed करना ही होगा. Okay. And lease of immovable property exceeding more than 1 year. जैसे हम करते हैं ना लीव एंड लाइसेंस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, like leave and license agreement करते हैं. So if lease of immovable property exceeding more than 1 year, it must be in writing. Okay, so we have seen sale of movable property more than 100 rupees, writing होना चाहिए. Sale of tangible means what? हम पेटेंट कर रहे हैं, कॉपीराइट कर रहे हैं, तो भी वो रिटर्न फॉर्मेट में ही होना चाहिए. अगर कोई मॉर्गेज किया है which is more than 100 rupees, it must be in writing. Transfer of actionable claim or gift, that must be in deed form, means in written form. And if lease is there for more than 1 year, all the transfer of property must be in writing format for their legality. Next, there is one question in my mind. Okay, transfer of property to an unborn child, क्या हम कर सकते हैं? Okay, if there is a grandfather and he wants to transfer a piece of land which he has to his grandchild which is unborn yet. Okay, he is yet to born. तो क्या वो कर सकते हैं? ग्रैंडफादर उनके जो प्रॉपर्टी है, he wants to transfer to that unborn child. So what do you think? They can do that? So the answer is no. Why? Because transfer of property डायरेक्टली मीन्स एक्सप्रेस, ये बहुत अच्छे से इन्होंने एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है एंड मेंशन किया हुआ है दैट द ट्रांसफर डायरेक्टली इन फेवर ऑफ अनबॉर्न चाइल्ड इज प्रोहिबिटेड. व्हाई? बिकॉज initially only I have told you essentials of transfer of property, both the persons should be living. Okay, यहाँ पे grandfather तो living है, but is that grandson is living? No. That's why if he wants to transfer his property to unborn child, that is restricted, that is prohibited by act. So what that grandfather can do? He can transfer that property to the father, and then when that child will come into existence, उसका birth हो जाएगा, then he can transfer to that child. But ग्रैंडफादर के मरने से पहले वो ग्रैंडसन का बॉर्न होना चाहिए. देन ओनली ग्रैंडफादर कैन ट्रांसफर हिज प्रॉपर्टी टू द ग्रैंडसन. ओके, बिकॉज अगर वन पर्सन भी डेथ है तो भी दिस प्रॉपर्टी कैन नॉट बी ट्रांसफर अंडर ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट. ये क्लियर हो गया? Yes, this is very important thing. Both the parties should be living. Now, properties that cannot be transferred under the Transfer of Property Act. Now we'll see one by one which properties are there that we cannot transfer under this act. So one cannot transfer a property that one expect to inherit in future. I'll give you one example. Ram expects that his maternal uncle, okay, Ram has a maternal uncle who had no children of his own. ठीक है, so जो भी प्रॉपर्टी है वो विल करने ही वाले हैं राम को. ओके, so would bequeath his property to him and he transfer his right in the property to his son. Then such transfer is invalid in this Transfer of Property Act. Next is right to easement. Now what mean by easement? Law ने हमें right दिया हुआ है for some specific reason. Okay, अगर see, this is a house of Ram, okay, and this is a house of Sham, but Ram has only this way to enter to his house, and this property belongs to this Sham. But Sham cannot say that you can't use this land, this piece of land, to just as a way to your home. But he can't say like that because it is a right of easement, because there is no other way to enter his house. So this is a right of easement. But Ram has a right to use this passage. It doesn't mean Ram have a right to transfer this property. Okay, this is called as right to easement, which is prohibited in Transfer of Property Act. Next, one can also not transfer one's interest in a property restricted in its enjoyment. For example, if a house is lent to Ram, okay, for his personal use, he cannot transfer his right to enjoyment to Mohan, to someone else. He cannot transfer. Next is a right to future maintenance. What that means, right to future maintenance? अगर किसी को right है future maintenance का, then also he cannot transfer that property to else. Okay. Yes. And a tenant having a non-transferable right of occupancy. वो tenant किसी और को that he cannot alienate or he cannot assign his right or his interest in occupancy to someone else. So those are the properties that cannot be transferred. Now we'll see very important topic, responsibilities of a seller during the transfer of property, and we'll see duties of a duties of a buyer, okay, while transfer of property. First, to disclose to the buyer any material defect in the property. जो भी प्रॉपर्टी आप सेल कर रहे हो अगर उसमें कोई भी डिफेक्ट है, सो इट्स योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू शो दैट डिफेक्ट, टू डिस्क्लोज दैट डिफेक्ट. आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते कुछ डिफेक्ट है तो उसको छुपा के रखो, चलो पहले प्रॉपर्टी सेल होने दो. नहीं, you have to, it's your responsibility to disclose each and every defect in that property. Next is to provide to the buyer on his request for examination all the documents of title relating to the property. जैसे अगर एक लैंड है, ओके, और राम वांट टू सेल दैट लैंड, और जो अजय है दैट ही वांट्स टू परचेज दैट लैंड, बट अजय आस्क राम, I want to see, I want to examine all the documents, I want to show my lawyer, he will examine all the documents and then I will purchase your land. Then yes, if Ajay is a buyer, he is willing and interested to purchase his land, then जो भी seller है, he has a right and responsibility to provide the documents. Okay, क्योंकि sometime क्या होता है ना, प्रॉपर्टी सेल करते हैं एंड देन बायर कम टू नो दैट कि ये प्रॉपर्टी पे ऑलरेडी लोन है, ओके, दैट प्रॉपर्टी इज अंडर डिस्प्यूट. सो ये सारे प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं. तो टू अवॉइड दोस प्रॉब्लम्स, बायर शुड फर्स्ट एग्जामाइन ऑल द डॉक्यूमेंट्स, द टाइटल प्रूफ एंड ऑल द डॉक्यूमेंट्स रिलेटिंग टू द प्रॉपर्टी. दैट इज बेस्ट बिकॉज यू नो वेरी वेल precaution is better than cure, right? पहले ही precaution लो, that is very important. Next, what next responsibility of a seller is to answer to the best of his information. अगर buyer कुछ भी questions पूछते हैं या कुछ doubt पूछते हैं, so seller's responsibility to answer to the best of his information. Okay? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि seller को पता है but he is hiding some information, so it should not be done. To execute a proper conveyance to the property, when the buyer tenders it to him for execution at a proper time and place, on payment or tender of the amount due in respect of the price. जो भी प्राइस है प्रॉपर्टी की वो जब पे होती है तो कन्वेंस भी होना चाहिए. कन्वेंस मीन्स व्हाट? जब एक प्रॉपर्टी है, it is registered on A's name, when you transfer that property it should be, जो भी right है वो भी transfer होना चाहिए. Now अगर B is purchasing that property तो conveyance होना चाहिए. Now that property should be registered by the name of B. Okay, some more responsibilities are there. To take as much care of a property and all the documents which are in his possession as an owner or ordinary precedence would take of such property. Okay, when between date of contract of sale and the date of delivery of property. सेल जब भी सेल होता है उसके बाद जब तक डिलीवरी नहीं हो जाती प्रॉपर्टी की, you should take a proper care of document as well as that property also. All right, the next responsibility is to give the buyer possession of the property. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि जो बायर है उसने सारे अमाउंट पे किया बट यू आर नॉट गिविंग पोजेशन टू दैट प्रॉपर्टी. सो दिस इज नॉट अ लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. ओके, लीगल ट्रांसफर नहीं हुआ. टू पे ऑल पब्लिक चार्जेस एंड रेंट occurred with respect to the property up to date of the sale. All right, and to discharge all encumbrance on the property then existing. जो भी expenses है ये सारे existing है जब तक property तब तक discharge हो जाने चाहिए. Now there are some duties of buyer also. To disclose to the seller any fact about the property of which the buyer is aware of but has reason to believe that the seller is not aware of, then which materially increases the value of such interest. अगर कोई लैंड है जिसकी वैल्यू अभी कम है बट बायर इज अवेयर कि अभी सम बिकॉज ऑफ सम थिंग कि वो वैल्यू इंक्रीज होने वाली है, तो इट इज अ ड्यूटी ऑफ बायर विद गुड फेथ कि वो इन्फॉर्म करे सेलर को. to pay the purchase money to the seller at the time and place completing the sale. जब हम ये होता है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, ओके, ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी, तो कंसिडरेशन होता है, तो वी हैव टू पे व्हेन वी आर परचेसिंग समथिंग, ओके, टू पे द परचेस मनी, तो ये टाइम टू टाइम होना चाहिए, ओके. To bear any loss arising from the destruction, injury, or decrease in value of the property not caused by the seller, where the ownership of the property has passed on to the buyer. Yes, अगर जब ओनरशिप है ये जब पास हो जाती है बायर को, उसके बाद अगर कुछ लॉस हुआ है बायर को, then that buyer should bear that loss from destruction है या इंजरी है और डिक्रीज इन वैल्यू है, कुछ भी अगर एनी काइंड ऑफ लॉस होता है आफ्टर ट्रांसफर ऑफ ओनरशिप, then that buyer has to bear that loss. Okay, so my dear friends, बहुत सिंपल लैंग्वेज में आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड यू this transfer of property act, who can transfer, who cannot transfer, which property we can transfer, which we cannot transfer, because in future you have to undergo in all these things. Okay, so I hope आपको आज कुछ नया सीखने मिला होगा and this information must be useful for you. अगर आपको कुछ भी डाउट है so you can ask me. Okay, and thank you very much for your attention, and I hope this session will be useful for you and you will apply this knowledge in your life. Okay, so thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you very much.